You're going to laugh at this, but I am not a fan of skin showing, thongs and that sort of thing. But if I have teenage girls with me on a trip and they put on a cheeky little thing and we paddle out, they're going to get waves.
I first started surfing when I was 12 years old. I was in California with my dad when I saw a girl and she had a van with a bunch of surfboards on top, and me and my dad walked up and we asked if I gave lessons, and she said of course. So she took me to the beach. We did like 3 pop-ups and hopped in the water, and just paddling out with my instructor, I was like, oh my gosh, I was looking around at all the other surfers, just amused by what they were all doing, and I realized, I was like, yep, this is it. This is gonna be the rest of my life, and yeah, that's where I am now, giving that back to other girls.
I did not learn to surf until I was 36, and I believe in divine providence, because how I surfed was I was working at a health food store where you just stroll in. It was a few blocks from my house, drinking coffee, and this lady walks in who had a used, crumpled up rubber wetsuit and said, I'm selling this wetsuit so I can get some money to go down to Florida and compete. And I'd never thought about surfing. And I was just like, I'll buy your wetsuit.
Yeah, the first day we came out, we sat in a surf circle and just talked about our fears and talked about why we wanted to surf, and I immediately burst into tears. I had no idea it was going to be more, like it was way more than surfing, because it was this camaraderie of women, and I just turned 50 and I wanted to learn to surf, and I learned from this group of women it was never too late, and it just changed my life.
I just fell in love with surfing, and I fell in love with the community of people that I surf with, and I just, once it gets in your system and you fall in love, it's, you know, that first year of surfing I definitely called the surf report more than my boyfriend. So
I knew it was where I could feel the most confident, and I turned into myself in a way. It's like at 12 years old you don't really know what you're here to become or what you're here to do, and getting that feeling, that passion that I was like, this is going to drive the rest of my life, why I'm here, and it's a goal of mine to continue and be able to create the life surrounded by surfing.
that lady that sold her wetsuit to me,
Yeah.
I didn't know it at the time, but she was one of the best surfers, women surfers on the beach, and she was one of the OGs who was surfing and competing, and I think she won like the National Longboard Championship, Shortboard Championship. She's probably taught more women how to surf on this beach than anybody else, and her name's Jo Pickett.
Okay, my name is Jo Pickett, and I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I moved here for college in 1975, and I still surf the same spot that I paddled out at that time, south end of Riceville Beach. Getting surfboards in this part of rural southeastern North Carolina was a daunting effort. For one, we didn't even know they existed except in fairy tales. Women in the ocean were just not there.
I used to feel challenged when I would initially paddle out into a group of guys surfing, and I would internally feel the need to prove myself once I got out there, that my first wave had to be amazing, and if I wiped out on my first wave, I would have a bad session, or I'd feel less than, and I wouldn't go for waves. We all share the same challenges, but as a female more so, I do feel that we want to prove ourselves because we are seen as less than paddling out.
With the girls that are coming up today and the young Groms that I see surfing that are especially just incredible, you know, my hope for them is that they get to have all the things afforded to them that the guys do, because they're just as good as the guys, and they are now more and more getting supported the way that they should be supported.
I've seen so much growth within looking at old magazines and seeing only men, and to see now some of the best surfers in the world being girls and women is amazing.
I find it very encouraging when I see women, young girls and young women, who realize that rather than depend on a major brand to pay their way, to do what they want to do, just do it yourself.
Surfing is not easy. It has this kind of reputation of just gliding and being very graceful, but at the beginning it's not. You wipe out, you slam on your board, you fall down, you got water coming out of your nose. It is not easy and it is not pretty.
Just really connected to nature, you realize we're all connected. We're all connected. So being out there, yes, it's pretty darn powerful. And especially mornings when you watch the sunrise and you see a dolphin and there's a rainbow and you've got your surf sisters to your right and your left, and it's just, yeah, it's the best.
Especially the young girls that I see today, them to feel like that they have to wear skimpy suits to get attention, or I want them to feel comfortable, like I can just balls to the wall surf and not worry the heck about what I'm wearing or how I look, but I'm just surfing.
It'll make me cry to say this, but she just taught me like it's okay to take up space, and sometimes you feel like as a woman you can't do that, but she's like, no, you belong out there in the lineup, and you get out there and take a wave, and even if you fall, and you know, anyway, that's pretty powerful.